Hi, guys. Thank you for joining episode 2 of season 2 of Priority Standing Podcast. My name is Tiffany Reed, and I'm here with
Nicole Chapateau.
Hey, guys. It's J-Rod.
Hi, I'm Jen.
We are 4 fashion industry insiders journeying through our second decade working in this industry. And on this podcast, we're talking about the past, the future, and everything between when it comes to fashion. In case you missed our last episode called No Really, Joe, We Did It, we covered the inauguration and all the looks and all the fashuuuuns that we saw during the inauguration. If you haven't checked it out, please do. Give us feedback. We love to know what you guys think. Call us out for being crazy. Tell us who you think is a favorite. We all know it's me, but we can entertain everybody else on here to do it. This week's episode, we're discussing the Golden Globes. There was lots of conversation around the fashion, the brands that were worn, the stylists who were styling the celebrities. So we want to just dive right into it. I don't know who wants to go first as their favorite and their best dress, but I'll let any of you guys take it from here.
Gerard, you go first.
Golden Globes. This Golden Globes, I was excited about. Just, I don't know. It's like award season. It's been like forever since we saw people dressed up and like give us looks. Mm-hmm, yeah, it wasn't, and it was like real people, like real stars, and so I was excited, and I actually watched the show, and I thought the show was pretty good. So, but fashion-wise, my favorites were, I loved Vanessa Kirby. She was in like black Gucci. It was like a halter, and it was like cut out the bodice and like a mile-high slit, and like Cartier jewelry, which, it was just, again, it's just like chic, elegant. It's like all black and simple. She had her hair back in like a chignon. And she just...
Chignon?
She really like... For me, it was just like simple and understated, and it was beautiful. And I also loved Sarah Paulson's Prada.
I loved that.
And her cast.
And her cast.
The cast, the Prada.
It was cast?
It was sequin sleeve that they put over the cast, and then
right,
they had
but it
the
had a Prada logo.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so cute, which was like kind of reflective of the show too, because they had all those sequins in the past show they just showed.
And she had like the severe, like slick back of the hair. I don't know. Sarah, she's just such an amazing actress. And she looked really amazing.
I love her.
I love her. Even her beauty was like amazing. Like I felt like she did that like
the brows.
No eyebrow brow thing. And I was like, ooh, Sarah Paulson is serving.
Wait, but when I first saw that no eyebrow brow beauty look, I was very confused. I'm not going to lie.
You were?
I'm confused by the look. Like, I understand why it's interesting, but it was shocking to look at it first.
Yeah. That's so funny because my husband and I talked about it, and my eyebrows, I mean, I'm sure all of you have been watching our podcast. I had like a very dominant eyebrow, and I was like, what if I did that no eyebrow thing? He was like, you look insane.
Yeah, no, you look crazy, love.
That is not easy to pull off. I'm sorry.
It's a very specific thing, for sure.
Well, many of you don't know that I actually, like, my eyebrows are so sparse. I truly have, like, no eyebrows. Like, this is all drawn in. And I've drawn in my eyebrows since I've known you guys.
No, Jen, we knew that.
No, you got tattoo eyebrows, love.
I have no eyebrows because I plucked them all off in the 8th grade. So this is like naturally I have no eyebrows. But anyway.
Maybe you should try the look.
Could do
but
this,
Sarah Paulson did look. She looked fabulous.
She did. It was really good.
Girl. Yeah, so I love those are my 2 faves.
I really like that there was like, I felt like the last award show, which I cannot even remember what it was. People were just, and they still did it kind of over Zoom, a little bit in person. No one was really like, no one felt like into it. But
was it the music awards?
Maybe.
Emmys.
This time
I think it was
the Emmys. Okay. It was the Emmys. I think this time people are like, I'm tired of just being at home. This is my moment. I'm going to go in and I'm going to go like strong. And since some of it was in person, like people turned out in looks.
Yeah, for sure.
Anya Taylor-Joy, straight. I don't know if any of you saw her videos of her walking around that ballroom. She was like, I am Cinderella. I have on couture. It is custom. I look amazing. Luxury Law styled her. It was just like she was spinning around.
She did
spinning
Tiffany.
Around. She changed looks. She changed look.
Yeah.
She put on a second Dior look. She was like, "This is my moment."
Yeah.
The green Dior was my favorite, though.
Yeah,
from her look.
She looked like, and I felt like there was also this like, sorry if I'm like dominating, but this return to like old Hollywood. Like she looked like that Regina King, even, and she was wearing Vuitton, which tends to be like more futuristic, but something about it still gave you old Hollywood. Like there was just this like beautiful return to that. Like, let's look glamorous. It's a glamorous event. Will be glamorous.
Which brings me to one of my favorites, Elle Fanning in Gucci. Oh, I love that beautiful bias cut dress. She did the jewels. She did the hair. Would that also be considered a chignon, I guess?
I thought Elle Fanning was kind of boring, Jen.
No, I love it. Was very like
it had that like
she was very.
I loved it. I love a bias cut dress.
Yeah, it was very.
I know, but it was
Hollywood.
just that one pose, though, right? But like by itself, wasn't really that interesting.
I found that you thought that one pose made her.
Because that's all I kept seeing was that one pose with the flat hanging.
I love it.
But that was the dress. Like, that was the moment.
She looked gorgeous. No, she did look gorgeous.
I loved it. I think she had.
But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that return.
Jewels. I love people wearing the diamonds. Anya had on her Tiffany. It's like people were not afraid to wear.
It was a moment
diamonds.
For the fancy, expensive jewelry.
Yeah.
And you know who else I thought looked really like beautiful in old Hollywood was Tiffany Haddish. Like she looked like she was glowing.
In the Ferretti, she looked
her hair like was so glowy.
The best that Tiffany Haddish has looked for me.
I was
I agree.
So like,
you know what I decided it was?
She was sleek
I think I
and
saw
clean.
a video of her. Right. I saw a video of her, and I think she was with like Shaka Bars, who has that company like Fruits and Roots and is all about like vegan and eating fruits. I was like, oh, she did like a whole fruit cleanse. Yeah. She is glowing up there. She was common now too. I was like, she is in her old natural state, and she just looked stunning.
It's that cut. Y'all need to go ahead and do it. Y'all. Do it.
I did it.
Do the big chop.
Sir, I did that shave in 1996.
And how did it turn out?
You did?
Yes, 97.
We need some imagery. Right, exactly. I need a reference.
This isn't a video.
She synced it.
I've seen it. It's good.
And then my other favorite, I really love Cynthia Erivo in the Valentino Couture. Like she just looked amazing. It was like a nice moment. It was like a nice jolt of color.
Yeah, it was beautiful on her skin.
It made you wake up. And that was by Jason Bolden. It just looked super beautiful. Like she looked beautiful.
But that's another one with that
wasn't my favorite.
What?
Honestly,
it was really good.
It wasn't my favorite. I don't know why.
She even wore the shoes. She was able to walk in the shoes.
I know, but I hate those shoes though. I don't know. That moment wasn't my favorite. I have to tell you.
Did you guys like Emma Corrin and Miu Miu? Because I also thought that was amazing.
Oh, I love that.
She was so cute.
No.
Listen, I will fight you, sir.
Clown.
I stand hard for Miu
No.
Miu. I stand hard for Miu Miu. She even went the full thing. She had like a thing, like a little diamond on it.
I loved her. I thought it was really good.
I love her. I love her performance. Amazing. But yeah, that's actually
it just was like a moment. It was like a whole complete package.
Right.
She's very young, so she could pull it off.
I think the brand was great for her. Exactly. She's young. I think that she kind of leaned into like the awkward, like quirkiness of her. Like that's who she is. I think she really leaned into that.
But she's been doing stuff
really
on. Yeah, and if you look at all like the press interviews and stuff, she's been wearing a lot of fashion like that. So that's her thing. You know.
She's in their campaign too, but she really leaned into that. She was like, okay, this collar definitely gives you like those beautiful old French, what are they, those like French mimes or clowns? Like, and she had the little tear. Like, it was just such a cute moment. I was like, she's so cute. But I also am like a Miu Miu stan, so.
Yeah, you love Miu Miu.
Yeah,
you love Miu Miu.
Miu Miu and Prada.
Can we talk about the men? Because I think the men also did a really amazing job. I loved Leslie Odom Jr. in Valentino Couture. And I love that Valentino Couture was winning.
You know what Guy
Levy had on Valentino Couture, which I think this was the first season that they had done men's couture for Valentino.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also just love Dan Levy in general. He's very just like nice, sweet guy who like loves the fashions and like wants to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell the show was incredible. And if you saw that, like the documentary, like The Last Table Read, he goes into detail about how he literally like chose all the outfits and the wardrobe and like, chose the pieces. So he loves fashion. You can definitely tell that.
We shot him for Bustle and he was very into like working with us to like see the clothing and like wanted to experiment. And J-Rod, your friend, styled him for that. So
yeah,
we had him. We just had him on our Vanity Fair Hollywood cover too.
Oh, I liked him in that. Suit. He looked really nice, Nick. He looked really great.
Like, He was wearing Tom Brown and
was it two-tone? Was it two-tone?
He wore a two-tone Tom Brown on the inside. It was black and white. And on the cover, he had on like a Vuitton.
That was dope.
And he was just so into that. Yeah. So like he loves fashion, which I love. But I feel like the men really killed that. Who did you like for the men, J-Rod?
Who did I like for the men? I don't know, actually. I don't
did not
pay
like
attention to the men, honestly.
I did not like Josh. What's his name? Josh O'Connor or whatever. The one who plays Diana's husband in
Charles.
Oh, he was wearing the wave. He was wearing the wave.
I was not into that. I don't think I like him after that show. Like nothing else he's in, I can ever get into.
Because you're mad at him.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so angry.
But you know what? He's really good on this show that was on, like, excuse me in my, like, nerdiness, but it's on PBS Masterpiece Theater. It's called...
I love Masterpiece Theater.
Me too. I love Masterpiece.
It's good. It's the Durrells in Corfu, and I loved him in that. But he's kind of, like, a little bit of a bratty jerk, but he plays a writer, and his family, like, moves to Greece. Like, it's set back, like, before World War I or II. I can't remember. Or before World War II. But, like, I loved him in that, and then seeing him in The Crown, I was like, I hate you.
He was amazing in The Crown, though. He's so good, amazing.
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Right. Well, that's why he won.
You believe it. You really believe that that's him.
What about Jason Sudeikis' tie-dye hoodie?
I don't think I saw that.
Talking about that. Oh, you didn't see it?
I saw that.
People kept talking about his tie-dye hoodie.
Like he just wore a hoodie.
Yeah,
but it's like I felt like you could have done like something like a little bit more like fashion. Like Jodie Foster wore like a beautiful pajama.
That was cute.
Like, I'm not put on this.
The thing that I loved actually too about this show is I love seeing everyone at home on Zoom with their family and the kids. Like I thought that was so special to be cute. Like surrounded by your kids and your wife or your husband and you win your award or your friends are like downstairs. And like, I thought that was incredible. That was like really, it was like so nice to see Kate Hudson and her entire family on the Zoom.
Right,
I thought that was so cute.
That was sweet. I did like that. Or like people had their dogs. Like I thought that was nice.
Yeah. I really liked the show. I was a big fan this year.
I didn't watch the whole show, but I should have. Jared, what else was your highlights from it?
Well, there weren't really, well, you know, I mean, aside from like the controversy, so like the things that were missing, obviously, like we know that the Hollywood Foreign Press has no black no black representation at all. And the thing that was just so sad was, you know, like one of my favorite shows, I May Destroy You. And I know you guys love that show as well. Like just missing, that was just kind of like a sore thumb for the entire night because it's just like, you know, we had, you know, there were the black stars who were winning, but still, there's still so much work to do, you know. There's still so much more things behind the scenes that aren't working out for us, so.
Like, I completely agree because I was like, I remember cheering when Daniel Kaluuya won and he looked amazing and his Dior and I think he also had on like Cartier. Like, he just looked super amazing and I was like, so excited because I think he was like one of the first winners.
He was the first.
He was the first one. And then like they had that whole like speech about how there's no representation, like, you know, black people in their board. And then when he won and then it was like, oh, we don't have any audio for him. And I was like, they better get that together. And they got it together real quick.
He called
like,
him out too.
He looked amazing. But it kind of leaves like a bittersweet, it's like I feel like Kerry Washington had posted something about it. Like, you know, I'm going to present this to somebody, but I'm also still fighting for representation.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, you know, you got to take a win, take a loss. Like, I don't know what it is, but it made it a little bit bittersweet.
Definitely.
Wait, speaking of Daniel, did you guys all watch Judas and the Black Messiah? Or you haven't?
It's my favorite. I'm obsessed.
I mean, I know this is not
like,
the topic,
but don't even because that's my winner of the week.
The winner of the week.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
you nut. That's my winner. Like I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the story.
I wasn't a part of that conversation when you guys talked about winner of the week. I'm sorry.
Yes. So we can recircle that moment.
Okay, we'll put that conversation on pause then.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Okay, so let's jump back to, I want to jump into a little bit of controversy that happened over the award show.
Are we talking about Cynthia Erivo?
Cynthia Erivo, and also we can bring in Anya Taylor-Joy. But really, it was centered around Cynthia Erivo with the Women's Wear Daily article written by Booth Moore that had a photo of Cynthia.
Okay.
Moore.
She pronounced every B in that letter be love. That thing said Booth.
Listen, the internet was ablaze.
Yeah. 100%.
She wrote an article, and the head picture was a photo of Cynthia Erivo and that beautiful Valentino couture, styled by Jason Bolden, and it was like
a black man.
Where were a black man? For those of you who don't know, but you definitely should. He stars Yara Shahidi. He's got a whole list, and it was a photo of her and saying basically the gist was, where were the black designers? And putting all of the black designers weren't represented at the award show, and putting all of that onto the black talent not wearing black designers. And we are not having it. No, thank you. And Luxury Law and Jason Bolden took to an Instagram live, and that live, it is saved. It is up on Jason Bolden's, I think Jason Bolden's account. It dropped some gems. We did not create this racism within this industry. We are not here to fix it. So there we go. But I think there was like a really, that conversation was deep.
Yeah.
Also,
and then they quickly changed it to a picture of Emma Corrin.
Right, poor
I know,
Emma.
I saw
that.
And she apologized.
Drag Emma in it.
And it was a picture,
Emma in this.
A picture with the tear. And I was like, oh my God,
She did not deserve that. They had her crying those white girl tears, and she ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing wrong.
They did use a picture of her with the tears.
Yes.
That article could have been, I think it would have been well received, if it wasn't maybe written by a white woman. And if she had bothered to reach out to a bunch of different stylists, black stylists, white stylists who are styling talent, who are going to the award shows and talking to them about like, hey, why aren't you guys using this? It should not be all put on black talent and black stylists to use black designers, because we've been using them.
I mean, that was the for me, the audacity of it. Like the most disgusting, disrespectful thing was to actually put that picture of Cynthia at the top under that headline. Like, she does not solely bear the responsibility. This black woman does not solely bear the responsibility of wearing black designers at every award show. Like, that is disgusting. And a white woman cannot tell a black person, yet alone anybody else, what to wear. Nobody is questioning these white actresses with what are you wearing? How come you're not wearing a Spanish designer or
Sarah Paulson,
Israeli
Why
designer?
Why wearing Sergio Hudson?
Right. You've never ever seen them question a white actress about what they're wearing, but you're all of a sudden going to put this black woman's picture up on this article with this headline. Like, that was so disgusting and disrespectful.
I mean, it really felt like not a black person saying you're not black enough. A white person saying you are not black enough.
You're not black enough.
And that is obviously a major issue.
Yeah.
I don't even know, honestly, if she would have chosen a different picture, would that have really made a difference in the article? Because she even backed it up with her words.
Right. No, the words, I think the whole thing would have been an interesting read if it wasn't written by her, and if it was really a true story of there needs to be more representation of designers of color within these award shows and bringing them, because like it could have been a picture of Nicole Kidman. It could have been anyone. Because they surely did a praise dance of Carla Welch, of her putting Kamala in black designers. Surely did that super praise dance. But like, when black stylists have been using those black designers since they came out and were supporting them, where was the praise?
Can someone explain to me?
It's like we should do.
Wait, can someone explain? Sorry, Jen, go ahead.
That's okay. Well, I was just gonna say, like, that article to me also just went to show, you know how everyone on Instagram this past summer, a lot of white people were like, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm listening, learning. That article to me just showed how incredibly misguided and so warped a lot of people's minds are. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are still not listening and learning. Everyone just went back into their comfort zone. But it was so appalling how that article also just was completely, the white saviorism tone in that article praising white women. It was so painful.
Trash.
It was so painful. And it just goes to show an article written by white women. And white people need to be very, very careful when inserting themselves in this conversation.
Right.
Right. It's like, whoa. And one thing is, it's kind of an eye-opener that I'm sure a lot of white people probably didn't even think anything was wrong,
I also don't understand why she brought up the pay for play and why, brands are, obviously Vuitton and the bigger houses are, these celebrities and these actresses have contracts with them. We all know that. You're not really putting new knowledge onto us. I thought that she actually did a disservice to her point, because all you're doing is highlighting the fact that, and I think Jason talked about this in his conversation on live, but Black people are not the faces, unless you're a real major. You're not a face of these major fashion houses, right? So therefore, they're not playing the same game that these white women are, where it really is pay for play, right? But by putting them on the same level, on the same playing field, you're then opening up opportunities so that they can get those big contracts. I feel like she did not. I understand what she was trying to do, but she did not execute on that.
She missed the mark. She missed the mark every time.
She knew what she was doing, because that's what you said is exactly the truth, Tiff. It's putting you on the level. So you don't want to elevate this Black woman to be on a level of being the face behind an amazing major fashion house, because she's supposed to be wearing the Black designer. But all these other white actresses, they can be pay for play and make $30,000 or $50,000 or however much money walking the red carpet wearing this dress and be the face of this. But as a Black woman, you're not invited to those spaces. We're not including you in this. So you're supposed to be, you've been championing for inclusion and diversity all summer. So you should be wearing what you championed for. That's what she was doing. She was putting you she was putting all Black people in their place. You've been yelling about this. You've been, marching. You've been fighting. And now you had your opportunity and you fell short because you didn't come show up
but that's
representing
exactly
your Black
what
people.
I'm saying.
But that's not our responsibility. You created this space. We can wear whatever we want to wear. We can do high. We can do low. We can wear designer. We can do streetwear. We can do whatever, because we always take everything that has not been for us, and we create it and make it for everybody. And that's the beauty of Black people and brown people.
It's how Dapper Dan exists. They weren't
including us.
Given the opportunity. They weren't included to buy that, but we were just like, let me pop it on.
Yeah.
Let me do this little thing. All those, I feel like Tiff knows, because she's an older sister, but all those pictures from back in the day when people would take wallabies, Clark wallabies, and bring them down to Fulton Street and have them spray painted. We brought things in there. And there was something, I cannot remember if it was Law or Jason who brought it up. It was as a stylist and from where they come from, since they weren't coming from editorial, they often weren't lent the clothes. They had to go get the vintage thing and make it work and do this and make it work. They were always there to make it work. And now they've come to this level where they don't have to necessarily always play that game.
Right.
If I want my client to wear Dior, I'm going to let them wear Dior. And also, if I want my client to wear, a Pierre Moss look, they can wear that too. But I shouldn't have to wear the Pierre Moss look because my client is Black and I'm Black. It should be whatever I want to do. Maybe I want to mix the two together.
So instead of the conversation...
all those Black squares should have been about, all you white women who posted your Black squares and all those celebrities... How about that whole red carpet should have been nothing but a Black designer, an Asian designer, a Latinx designer. I wanted to see those. Screw your contracts. Screw your contracts over.
I think, honestly, if she wanted to make that article something what it could have been was a celebration of the fact that these big major houses like the Valentino Couture, et cetera, are now lending
to black celebs.
Yes, like that should have been the conversation because
right.
To bring up
or it could have been the conversation of, hey, all you actresses. She could have looked at all of their Instagrams, the ones who were doing the red carpet, and said like, hey, Sarah Paulson, hey, Emma Corrin. I mean, I'm just making up the names. I saw you guys just call out the right people and all your performativeness.
Right.
Where were your black designers that you were going to wear? Where were you uplifting them?
Right, because you can have that conversation.
Nicole Kidman, you're a big star.
You can have the conversation,
but
you can't have the conversation with putting a black person at the top of it as being the responsibility of leading this whole thing. That's not cool.
And also, Cynthia Erivo is, she has an EGOT. It's like almost an EGOT. It's like, this is one of the most talented women in the business. And I find it so gross how this article just reduced her to a photo of why aren't you wearing a black designer.
It reduced her to her skin tone. She was a black girl.
So
and that's
insulting.
It.
And again, like Jason said, you don't know if she's the face of Valentino or whatnot. The point is that no one bothered to interview or ask any of the black stylists, and it's like, I hope she becomes the face of Valentino.
I'm not going to talk shit, but the stylist that she chose, she needs to just probably scale it back a little bit, okay?
Oh. Right.
And everybody knows what I mean about that, but I won't go any further. If we're going to talk about stylists who's doing the thing right, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Who's the winner of the week?
Who's the winner of the week?
That conversation got me heated. Heated. I was so mad. I was so mad.
I know, I was mad. And then at the end, of course, then the Asians were brought into the conversation. And I was like, oh, here we...
Like, what were they going to be like? Chloe's out. Why don't you wear her lip?
Oh, God. I'm like, here we... It's like, then she tried to bring in Me Too. And
but
I'm
then
like,
she also brought in... She also brought in How to Get Away with Murder and celebrated How to Get Away with Murder. And, it's like this black woman...
You mean Viola Davis?
Viola Davis.
Why are you calling her How to Get Away with Murder?
I couldn't think of her name.
Why are you calling her?
I was wondering what you were talking. I was like, what?
I couldn't think of her name. But it's like, okay.
That's what I was trying to avoid talking about, and you're going to dive right in it.
Well, it's because, again, it's like, you're celebrating. How you go? You can put this black woman down, but then raise this black woman up in the same sentence? Like, come on.
Here's my thing. That, to me, is... I'm sorry to call out Nancy Pelosi because we love her. But that moment was like when she had that cute eclectic club, whatever, when they was all kneeling,
everybody had it on.
The whole crew had a kente club, okay? And that was representation. I didn't have a problem with that.
Me too, love. Me too. Me too. And honestly, if we just...
No, but she praised it. She praised it because, you want to know why she praised it? A white stylist.
But also, if we want to be real, honestly, if we want to be real, if this was 2015 or 14 before, this conversation has been so prevalent, if How to Get Away with Murder would have walked on that red carpet with this dress on...
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis wouldn't have been on the best dressed list. I'm telling you. If this was before the conversation,
no way.
She just used her just because you're in this.
They would have dragged her.
So that was even more disrespectful. It's like, come on, we see through your we see through what you're doing. You've been doing this for years. You've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years, putting black people against each other.
Yep.
To your advantage, and it's not cool, and it has to stop. And I'm so glad that. Jason Bolden and Luxury Law went on live and gave their perspective of how it is as one of the few black stylists in the industry, and then who also have A-list celebrity clients. It's a thing, and rightfully so. They should be credited. They should be voicing their opinions, and they should be receiving their flowers, because it's ridiculous the way that they treat Booth Moore, this industry has treated them. It's completely ridiculous.
And it once again goes to show how much people have not learned and have not listened.
It's performative. Everything is performative.
There's so much
because they just hear. They hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm listening. I'm learning, but I'm reading books written by white women on how to learn.
I don't want to hear listening and learning anymore.
I don't want to hear anyone tell me that ever again in my life.
No one's listening and learning, let me tell you. No one is. Okay, so let's do winner of the week.
Yeah, winner of the week.
Well,
who's winner
we know Gerard. Do you want to finish your...
Let's get into Gerard.
Do you want to finish your...
David Kaluuya and...
No,
David.
Wait,
You can't even get what you tonight.
I'm hot. Wait, I'm
Get
just
the
fired up.
names right.
I am fired up.
What?
This is my fired upness.
Get the names right.
Well, yeah, exactly. First you need to...
Daniel.
How to Get Away with Murder and David. Get out of here.
Now you're going to be calling him Black Messiah.
Judas.
Fred Hampton. No, he was absolutely incredible. He was phenomenal in that movie. I'm literally obsessed, obviously, with the Black Panthers and the whole story of Fred Hampton and how he died. He was murdered. And, David, he did...
Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh my God.
Daniel. He was...
You say it again.
Daniel. No, he was incredible. And I'm a huge fan. And I was so excited that he won that Golden Globe because he deserved it. And it's time.
And he always drops gems
He does.
in his speeches.
He does.
That's why they try to cut that mic.
He does.
They were afraid. He dropped some gems. He looked amazing.
He did look amazing, yeah.
Big ups to Shiona Turini. That was her styling. He looked amazing in the Dior. Yes. And he wore Dior and what? Booth and what?
Yeah, he was my winner for sure.
She mad.
I was very excited.
She don't got the Dior.
She don't got that up. Jen, who was your winner of the week?
Okay, so my winner of the week was Chloe Zhao because she is the first Asian woman to win Best Director and also the first woman since Barbra Streisand 40 years ago to win a Best Director award. And there you go.
She's amazing. I had the opportunity to have a FaceTime
Oh my God,
with her.
really?
We were doing her with a shoot and she was just like so cute. And she was very much like, she like is not like a fashion person. And I was like, hey, what about this? She was like, no, I cannot be styled. Like, I'm just going to wear this t-shirt. I remember she pulled up this t-shirt that said like, it had like a quirky saying and it was tie-dye. And me and my like fashion sense, I had this whole vision. I'm like, ooh, can you wear this and this and this? And she was like, I will wear my own clothes. Like, this isn't me. I don't want to look nuts.
Oh, that's
like,
so great.
Looks like but she's so cute. I'm like, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm super excited about it.
The movie was good.
I was really happy for a woman to win that award.
No man fan.
Asian representation,
Yeah.
So.
She's great. Tiff, what about you?
My winner of the week is Andra Day. 1, because I love her. 2, because she is a master manifester from my point of view, because we shot her in January and I was on set with her and I shot her in the Chanel look and she was like, I really want to be a Chanel girl. I really love Chanel. If you haven't noticed, she's worn every single Prada look and Prada did the costumes for her movie. So she's been in Prada. She's been in Prada, but she said it like a month ago. And then she was wearing Chanel when she accepted her Chanel Couture, when she won her award, and she became the second Black woman to win a Golden Globe for Best Actress. So my winner of the week is Andra Day. She manifested. She said she wanted it and she got it.
It was amazing. She was the winner of Best Actress for Drama, and Chadwick Boseman was the Best Actor winner for Best Drama. So this was the first year in history that the actor and actress in Best in a Drama were winners and were Black African American. So that's amazing, incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, who's yours?
I mean, my winner of the week is just going to be funny, and it's really not about the shade. It's not shade throwing at all, but I think truly the Jürgen Teller memes, like I keep seeing, are hysterical. They just like are just funny. Like if you can't, I feel like I don't know how he feels about them, but like maybe he should just like laugh at himself.
You have to laugh at it.
And I think it's like, it's really brought his name to like the kids who like, maybe they don't know who he is because he's of like a different generation of photography, or maybe they don't really know anything about photography, and like bringing some new light to them. And maybe it appealed to somebody who was like, you know what, I want to take pictures like that. Like, this appeals to me. But the memes are too much to handle, like too much. Now I've seen people in front of like there's like one photo of this like really cool tree. Like, people have been going to the tree to take pictures. Like, it's just really funny. And it just like, I feel like in this time, we all need some brevity and something to laugh at.
Yeah, and fashion really needs...
Our industry is silly.
Yes.
Our industry is silly at times.
And I think people need to know, like, we are not afraid to laugh at fashion at all.
Yeah.
It's like, we definitely laugh and make fun of things because fashion takes itself too seriously so much. So
the internet won again.
The internet is
undefeated.
It's
the internet.
The internet is undefeated.
Always undefeated.
what should we call the episode?
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. Please say that. You can catch me outside.
More?
Is that what we named the episode?
Catch me outside, booze more.
Please. I support that. I support that.
That is hilarious.
I support that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm fine to do that. I love that. Okay,
go.
Thank you guys for joining episode 2 of season 2 of Priority Standing Podcast. Let us know what you think about this episode. Subscribe. We are on Spotify, Apple, sometimes on YouTube if we feel like getting cute that day. But make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, follow us, let us know what you think. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye. Bye, guys.